Hi, and welcome to a very soggy, damp and cloudy day here in the Cotswolds. I've just come into this area of wood with Lola. She's come out for a morning walk with me, and she's soaking through. I've got waterproofs on, so I'm kind of okay. Although there is kind of, I am feeling the rain starting to seep its way in. But I thought I'd make this video this morning. This Let's Walk About It video to talk about being under the weather. I'm not always my bright and breezy and connected self. Sometimes I feel quite disconnected. I feel disheartened. I feel disinterested. Sometimes I feel disillusioned. Sometimes I've spoken about this before. But I have a way of getting myself back out of that. I've talked about just meaning the absence of illusion, the absence of heartedness, the absence of interest, the absence of connection. And today I woke up this morning and I didn't feel great. I felt, as my mum would have said, discombobulated. She had these lovely words for when she wasn't feeling well. One was under the weather, discombobulated was another, out of sorts was another one that she said, and not feeling myself. And what's really interesting about that phrase, not feeling myself, suggests that my mum had a sense of herself and sensed that she wasn't feeling that at those times. As a child, I often got overwhelmed, I often got angry and irritated, and I got upset quite often as a child. I think it was due to overwhelm and sensitivity, a combination of the two, and an inability to make sense of the world as a child as well. The world didn't always make sense to me. And in those times, one of the things that my mum used to say to me was, pull yourself together, Ian. And some of you may have been told to do that. Pull yourself together. Well, I knew then, and I know now what pull meant, pull and push, and I knew what together and apart or separate meant. But I have no idea then what myself was. Pull myself together. If I'd have had an understanding of myself, maybe I could have pulled it and maybe I could have brought it together. But it's interesting, we live in a world, don't we, where we're often told you need to be more self-aware, you need to have more self-control, you need to have more self-confidence, you need to be more sure of yourself, you need to develop yourself, you need some self-development. Now I know what all those words like development and awareness and control mean, but self. It's strange that the first thing we're taught at school isn't a deeper understanding of this word self. What does self mean? I'm really interested in this because I actually think that if we can understand and get a sense of self, we know where we're starting from. It's a bit like a journey. When you go on a journey, if you need directions, if you need to find your way somewhere, and the first thing you need to know is where you're starting from. You can't direct anyone, you can't direct yourself to a destination unless you know where you start from. What's point A and how do I get to point B? You have to know where point A is. So a sense of self is absolutely important. It's key, absolutely key to having a sense of direction and to having a sense of purpose and sense of meaning in your life, because you need to know where you're starting from, which is your sense of self. I'm piloting a course at the moment called Growing a Stronger Sense of Self with a number of guides of mine on Nature Connection World, and we're going to be looking to create a course, create an online program for people who are interested in growing a stronger sense of self, so that we have a better experience of self, a better connection to self, a better understanding of self, and then we can gain more insight into what our self is. Because as I said, once we know we have a stronger sense of self, we can develop a stronger sense of direction, we can develop a stronger sense of purpose. And then we can also develop better self-awareness, better self-control, better self-appreciation, more self-confidence, and more self-development. So if that interests you, if you're curious to know more about that, and even if you're interested in getting involved in this pilot course, I've only got a few places on it, and I'm launching it in March, same time I'm launching my Natural Mindfulness Guide training course. So I've got lots on, so I am feeling quite overwhelmed, which may be why I'm feeling a little under the weather at the moment. But if this resonates with you, get in touch, send me a message, and I'll get back to you and I'll let you know a little bit more about what we're doing, and if there is space for you to come and join us on that, you can. Otherwise, just come across to Nature Connection World. Whether you're seeing this on YouTube or whether you're seeing this on my Facebook page for Nature Connection World, I encourage you to come across to Nature Connection World and join our community. It's like Facebook, but it's only got Nature Connection in it. None of that other stuff is in there. Still got groups, still got spaces, still got lots of great people, but we all share one thing in common, which is we're trying to create a more nature conscious world, a world where there's much more nature connection in it. So I'd love to see you there. Again, I'm gonna head out of these woods now. Lola wants to go out even though it's raining. I learn a lot from her. She has a much stronger sense of self than I have. I'm not sure what she thinks she is. She's a cross between a schnauzer and a poodle. But her sense of self in knowing what she instinctively wants, knowing what she feels, thinks, and works out for herself is much stronger in her than it is in me sometimes. Anyway, take care, and if you can venture out today, please venture out today. A little bit of dose of nature is always good for us and lifts the spirit. Take care now. Bye-bye.